Ask yourself this question that's going to help you to make the decision. What's going to hurt me more long term? Staying in the situation or leaving? Today we're going to be talking about one of the most important skills that you can learn in life, and that's the skill of walking away from situations that no longer serve you. That can sometimes save your life, quite literally, and it applies in all contexts of your life. It can be walking away from a job, from a toxic connection, whether it's a family situation, a romantic connection, can be a friendship that no longer serves you, or anything that no longer feels aligned with you, which brings you pain, which brings you suffering and harm. If you don't know me, welcome to this channel. My name is Anastasia and I'm a certified JTD life coach and the founder of Unique Method. Here on this channel we talk about personal development, spirituality, healing, and I'm sharing all the tools and mental frameworks that I've learned on my personal journey, in my training, in working with my clients, on how to build the life that feels aligned with your soul and that brings you genuine happiness. So walking away is, like I said, one of the skills that you need to master if you want to build a life that feels aligned with you. Because walking away means that you are confident enough, that you have enough faith in yourself to remove yourself from toxic environments and start fresh again. But walking away can be extremely difficult and painful. One of the reasons why it's so hard is because you are stepping into the unknown. You have to have the faith that things are going to be aligned for you and that you're going to be strong enough to carry yourself through that change. And that takes a mental framework of believing in the power of something bigger than you, but also in yourself. Walking away is difficult. Sometimes it feels like you're giving up on your dreams. If you're a loyal person, if you're committed, walking away might sound like you're giving up on something. And that can be extremely challenging to grasp. You feel like if you are in a relationship with someone and you promised to be with them, that you have to stay together for the rest of your days. And if the relationships doesn't work out anymore, it takes so much courage to actually admit that to yourself, to your partner, to the outside world, that it no longer works. And if you are hesitating on doing this, I completely understand you. But there are ways of overcoming those fears and actually taking some steps in the direction of your brighter future. Let's talk about how to make the process of walking away easier for you. Number one is you need to write down what bothers you about the situation and try to really approach this as almost like a scientist, like try to approach this with a cold, rational brain and just write down in a journal, like describe the situation and why you think that the situation no longer serves you. Write down how long you've been feeling like this no longer brings you the spark that it used to. And write down like all the reasons why you want to quit and all the reasons why you want to stay. So pretty much make this like pros and cons list. List everything that bothers you, and that might include some rational facts. It might include things like physical symptoms, like for example, when I'm with this person, I just can't describe this, but I'm getting headaches, I'm getting anxiety, something doesn't feel right anymore, like I'm getting knots in my stomach. Like that is a valid reason to walk away, and you should list it there on that piece of paper or in your journal. And then ask yourself, is there any information missing for you to make the decision whether or not you should stay or walk away? So I'm not saying that you should just walk away instantly whenever something is going wrong. Like, I am also not a quitter. I've been stuck in situations where I should have left, but I wasn't leaving because I was like, okay, but I'm just not sure if I've done enough or if the situation might improve in the future. So to avoid getting that procrastination, be fair with yourself, give yourself a deadline. Let's say it's going to be 1 month or 2 months. And ask yourself a question like, what do I need to do, or what information do I need to collect for me to make that decision? So if you apply that in the romantic relationship context, you can think about it in the way like, okay, have we tried couples therapy? Have I tried expressing my needs and my concerns to my partner in a non-harmful way? Have I tried to change and adjust my behavior? And you keep that journal, either a mental journal or actually journaling, and you keep track of the actions that you take and the results that you're getting. If by the end of the deadline that you gave yourself, you're not seeing any change, or you think that the situation is getting worse, that's your sign that the time to walk away has come. For me, for example, in my last relationship, when I started thinking that it just no longer works, and it was lasting for months, but I wasn't ready to give up until I was confident that I exhausted every single solution and that I've tried everything, and now I can confidently say that this is it. And it took me one last trip to Mexico, to another side of the world, to finally get the confirmation that it's just not working. I gave myself that deadline. I'm like, if things don't get better on that trip, then it's the end. When it came to it, I was actually honest with myself, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's time. Like, you don't have to be in a rush. You don't have to make this an impulsive decision. You should really be honest with yourself, be analytical, and make the best judgment. The second tip that's going to help you walk away from any situation that no longer serves you is to understand what you've learned from this and what are you taking away from the situation. One thing that prevents people from walking away is the feeling of a perceived loss. It's the feeling like you might have wasted years of your life being with the person or working in a certain job. And if you don't reach a certain outcome, like a promotion or, I don't know, like a wedding, then it means that you've wasted all this time and energy that you put into that situation. But that's simply not the case. That's our way of our brains tricking us. Because actually, none of those years or months or days were lost. This is all the experience that you're taking with yourself, and you're going to carry it throughout your life. So nothing is wasted. It's all about the framework and how you approach the situation. Think about every good memory that you've had. Think about all the bad memories. Think about everything that you've learned about yourself, because every connection that we have in our life tells us something about us. Sometimes you need to go through a series of failed relationships to actually build the family of your dreams, because you simply don't know any better. When we are born into this world, we have very limited knowledge about ourselves, about the other people, about what we need or what we want. And you just simply can't put that expectation on yourself to figure everything from the first attempt. Again, I have a personal story connected to this. In my first relationship, we were very serious with each other. We met when we were 16. And we were together for 7 years. We built a life, and we were planning to get married. We got engaged on the 4th year of our relationship and started planning the wedding. We had a dog, a beautiful house, and everything felt right. But a few months before the wedding, I realized that I cannot do this anymore, because I knew deep down that things were not working. I knew deep down that we're not going to make each other happy, because the more we were growing up and finding out about ourselves, the more I was realizing that we are very different people who want different lives, and we are no longer compatible. So coming to terms with that truth and being honest with myself, with my partner, with the world, with all the guests that were invited to the wedding, it was painful. It was difficult. Like doing a 180 and canceling the wedding when everything is arranged perfectly, like the wedding dress, the venue is booked, and everything was my dream. It was my dream to build family. Knowing that I am giving up on it was truly heartbreaking. But I asked myself the question in that moment, what's going to be more heartbreaking for me? To end the relationship before we get too serious, before we get to the wedding stage, before we have children together, or living a life that's no longer aligned with me and lying to myself every day, essentially lying to my partner and to my future kids. I knew in that moment that even though it's gonna hurt so much, I need to walk away. And this is still one of the best decisions that I ever took in life. And we are actually on very good terms with my ex-fiance. Hello, if you're watching this. We had the conversation later, years after the breakup happened, and we both expressed gratitude. And he actually told me that he didn't have the courage to do that, even though he had similar thoughts. He didn't have a courage to end the relationship and to admit that something was not working, because it used to work for years. Like, how can it no longer work? And right now we both can see that the breakup gave us a chance to actually build a life that is aligned with ourselves and walk our separate ways. And right now we have lots of respect and compassion for each other. So I know that it might sound like you've given up on yourself, on your dream of having a dream family or of having a dream job. But if you're stuck in a situation and it doesn't work for you, that's what giving up on yourself is. Ask yourself this question. That's going to help you to make the decision. What's going to hurt me more long term? Staying in the situation or leaving? Because when you're leaving, yes, in a moment, it hurts so much. You have to rewire your whole system. You have to build your life from scratch. Depends on the severity of the situation, of course. Sometimes if you're stuck in a certain job that gives you, some sort of stability, like walking away and starting your business or changing a job, it might sound so scary and you might have to go through many challenges, but that's actually going to bring you closer to your dream outcome, to your dream life. So essentially, it's the idea of staying committed to your values, staying committed to your dream, and following through and taking actions and having faith. The next thing that's going to help you walk away easier is to have the support system. So for most of my life, I've been pretending to be stronger than I am, more independent than I am. And recently I got to learn to appreciate the people around me and the community. Because knowing that you've got the support network behind you when you are going through a tough transition in life, it's gonna be so invaluable. You're gonna have happy days, you're gonna have days when you feel so uncertain about the future, you're gonna have miserable days, and it's all okay. As long as you are with people who love you and who are on the same journey with you. So don't be afraid to open up and reach out to a friend, to a loved one, to someone. Just be vulnerable and embrace the situation that you're in and open up to another human being. Because you actually might be surprised, but when you open up to people on a deep level, that's when they see the real beauty about you, and that's when you can deepen the relationship. And in my different transition moments in life, that's when I've noticed that the friendships that I had got stronger. Of course, some of them got tested by the circumstances and they fell out, but most of the people in my life stayed, and I'm really grateful for them. And again, if you're one of them watching it, thank you so much for your love and support. It means the world to me. Finally, what I have to tell you is that just take a chance on yourself. Just believe that everything that you want and everything that you desire in life is there waiting for you on the other end of this transition. And you have to take the leap of faith to actually jump and see if it's going to be there or not. But it's not just about blind faith, it's actually about the inner confidence, the unshakable confidence that no matter what happens in your life, you're going to be able to figure it out. Even if the answer doesn't come immediately, you will have the strength to figure it out. I believe in you. And if you need any extra support from me, you can always book a free discovery call and we can talk about any situation that you might be having, that you might be facing in your life. If not, you can just watch my videos. I'm gonna be posting a lot more nowadays. As I've mentioned, I recently left my relationship in September and I took that leap of faith. And after I did it, my life has been transforming so rapidly. Like so many new opportunities come into my life. I'm feeling stronger than ever. I'm feeling like everything is just aligning with my true self and with my true purpose. I know that I'm gonna have the love and the family that I've always dreamed about, and that the situation that happened is one stepping stone which helps me get closer to my dream. So think about every experience in your life as a beautiful opportunity, and even if it hurts in the moment, it's all working for you and for your greater good. I hope you have a lovely, beautiful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.